to the shit show. Follows wherever I go. I'm a double SSOB, short for a shot shooting son of a bitch. If you're looking for a party, hell, I've already started. I'm a certified cocaine pro. Welcome to the shit show. Welcome to the shit show. Welcome to the shit show.
Fucking wanna play a game? Let's play a game.
There's somebody backstage. I don't know who it is. Oh, that's not gonna work. There we go.
Show, please.
Welcome.
Hey, what's going on, Purple? How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. Yeah, I'm not going to get too much into it, but just want to let you know. Don't worry about that Porter farmer. He's all bark. He's just a 140-pound little wuss that likes to make a lot of noise. Don't worry about him. Don't worry about the things he says he can do or will do. Worry about the things he doesn't say. He talks about all these AIs and bots and hacking, and it's all bullshit. He barely knows how to start a computer, so he's got none of that. But he will go real life on you in a heartbeat. That's the part you got to worry about.
Okay.
That's about it.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And pretty much known the guy for, 2019, 2020. And yeah, he won't go near me. He's afraid to, confront me or talk to me. But I've called him out on this bullshit since 2020. And that's all he is. Just a big old talking head.
A 60-year-old man that acts like this.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yep.
Especially about children, missing children. That, I'm glad I missed that yesterday, or I would have really went nuts.
Well, I don't know what happened yesterday. I don't know anything about that. But yeah, he's gonna make himself out to be like this big, child activist looking for. It was all about the children and all the children and stuff. And look, everything he proclaims he's for, he's done things against. Like he talks about the children, and there's a town where he docks the hell out of everybody in the town. He said the children are fair game. Fuck them if they live in a. I'm sorry about my language. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
He's like, if they live in a screwed up town like that, then they got screwed up parents, and the kids are fair game and all that. He docks the hell out of kids, people, you name it. He's a revisionist. I call it revisionist. He rewrites history, and
No.
I know all of his history, so he ain't gonna work with me. That's why he won't let me near him, and he won't come on this panel right now if I'm here. You're safe. He definitely won't do that. So.
Everybody in chat saying that's Nathan and he's good, Purple.
Okay.
You're just another one in a long list of people that said one thing against him and he can't stand it, So he feels that, nobody should have any other opinions other than his. And if you do, well then, you need to be dealt with. And I'm gonna all this bullshit.
Yeah. I think he's trying to be a real life superhero, but he's a real life villain.
Oh yeah, I heard him talk about that other guy. I don't know who the other guy was, but if he batches on you for something, likely he's guilty of it. Like the SSI, the welfare, yeah, that's his household. Same thing, Talks about he works and pays taxes. Bullshit. Oh, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Purple actually didn't say anything about him first. I mean, he was just pissed that we had the shit show up or AC up on panel.
Yeah, that's why he's coming after me.
Yeah, see, that's not allowed. And I heard that. I did catch that first show when AC was on there, and the Porter Farmer got upset because You allowed him to be on there and not call him out. But how are you supposed to know? You have a guy on your show, you don't. How are you supposed to know whether anything's true or not? You're just listening, right? Yeah. You were totally innocent, and he bashed on you, thinking you should have known and all that. Otherwise, you shouldn't have me on the show then, right? According to him, because you don't know my truth either.
Right.
You just listen. You just have somebody on. You listen to what they have to say. I might be the biggest piece of shit on the planet. That's not a reflection of you right now, because you don't know.
Right.
It's funny, but that's how he is. You had AC on your show, and then therefore you got to pay the price. Unbelievable.
Yeah, right.
And they're all. And he's got his panel. Now his panel, they're all felons, every one of them. Except for Miss B. I don't think Miss B is, but the other guys, they're all felons. They're all thieves, drug dealers, women beaters. You name it, that's them.
Wow. Yeah, I seen that he has he has 11,500 subscribers, but he has 19 to 20 people in his lives.
Yeah. Well, he got involved in that community where they do early on, like in 2020, 2021, and they all kind of support each other. And so he got involved in that 1A community. So he got a lot of promotion from the bigger channels. I'm not saying he bought the subs. I'm just saying he got a lot of traction and a lot of subs from that community. But obviously, the people who did sub to him have long forgot about him. Don't give a shit because nobody comes to his stupid ass live streams that he deletes.
Yeah.
Nobody goes there. 12. And when you got here 80, I think 84. I mean, he'd be lucky to pull in 12. 15.
Yeah.
He's done thousands and thousands and thousands of videos and stories. And all he does is get up in the morning and get on Google and read reports. He searches and he reads and he claims he did a story. You didn't do a story. You looked something up.
Right.
It's not doing a story. Oh Jesus! And then so he looks for that stuff and says I don't know. He's just a bullshit talker. Trying to make himself into something that he isn't.
I like this guy. Oh.
Do you have a channel? Do you have your own channel?
Yeah, mine is just Naggin. I got a video on there where he tried to start a race war, and me and him are going after it. He tried to start a race war in that town, and he don't like it. And so he wants that video taken down, but I'm not taking it down.
Yeah. If you could comment in the chat, I don't know if you can, what device you're on, but so the mods can go grab your link and we'll drop it in the chat. Or if you can just put it in back chat, I can copy and paste it to the front. There you go. All right, mods, one of you mods go grab his link, please?
Well, there's not the link to that channel. I post the link to my main channel. I don't cruise around on my main channel because it gets blocked everywhere I go. So how would I'd have to search it. Well, you can search my name. Just search Naggin and Porter Farmer. Maybe that'll pop up.
Okay.
But
look.
he didn't like that story. I mean, you heard about the spray painting incident at the pizza shop. You heard about that, right?
No.
When you got spray painted?
No.
Well, that's kind of what. First of all, you got to go back kind of to the beginning when he got busted for drugs, and it was kind of a crazy story because he's just a dumb shit. He was up there and he bought himself 4 acres and a little single wide, and he said, "Okay, well, this is great. I'm up here in the middle of nowhere. I guess I'll just start selling drugs." This is back in 2011, back when it was illegal to grow and sell drugs, and so he had he was got his little single wide up there, and he was growing drugs and had every room in the damn trailer full of pot plants. Had 200 pot plants in that little single wide trailer. It had to smell pretty good inside there. And so he's sitting there one evening, and the cops are looking for this guy named Michael, who's on the lam, and so they had an arrest warrant for the guy, and so they went to Valdosta, Georgia, looking for the guy, and the guy up there, who they got a hold of is where he used to work, said, "Oh well, that guy's not here. That Michael guy's not here. He's down in Florida, and here's his address." Well, gives the guy address was Porter Farmer's house, so the police come up. the police come rolling up looking for this Michael guy. Now they got an arrest warrant for this guy from the guy's probation officer, saying that he's more than likely at that location. So they had the arrest warrant, and they go and they get to the house, and they hear all kind of rumbling, tumbling shit inside the house, and like, oh shit, whoever's in there is going out the back. So one of the officers flanks around the side, to see that's what happened. They go, people come busting out the back, and they look for people. That's what they do. They say, cops are in the front. Oh shit, I'm going out the back. And so who comes out the back door? The Porter Farmer. He comes running out the back door because he don't want to be inside the house because that's where all the pot is and everything. He wants to open that door. So he goes running around inside the house to intercept the cops, and he meets one of the cops right there, and Porter Farmer's all shaking and shit like that. Oh, he's trembling, and he'll tell the story where he told the cops, "You get off my property, I'll tell you." Oh, well, that ain't what happened. He was shaking like a leaf, and the cops are like, "Man, okay, you know this guy Michael?" He goes, "No, I don't know him." And the cops are like, "Man, this place smells like marijuana. What the?" They backed up a little bit away from Porter Farmer, and they still smelled it. Called his buddy over there and said, "Hey, you smell something?" The guy goes, "Yeah, it smells like weed." And so they stopped what they were doing, and they went and got a search warrant for the house. And a couple hours later, they got the search warrant, and they bust up in there, found all kinds. They found all the drugs and all that stuff. The Porter Farmer's in there. He's like, well, he'll tell you that he was just growing up for medicinal purposes, but he had 200 plants in there. They estimated street value at $450,000, and he says, well, Porter Farmer's like, well, he tells the cops, well, look, a man's got to make a living, So there's him just talking. That's admission of guilt right there. Trying to earn a living. And then they find like all kind of, kind of scales, kind of electronic scales disguised as a cell phone. Anyway, so they ran him in. They ran him in for practice, for manufacturing with a kid to sell. Right? He goes to jail. He's guilty, and he does a year in federal prison. And he'll tell you he did it in Maxwell, where all the movie stars were, Maxwell, Alabama, but he did it just down in Florida. So he gets out of jail, and then now he's running around. He's trying to do his little side gigs, looking for cash, a little AC work and shit like that. Well, he takes up auditing. Filming the police. Like, this is great because that's what a lot of people convicted of crimes do. They don't. So they blame the system. They blame the police. They blame the cops. They blame the judge. Everybody but themselves. So he's out there filming the cops, and one day him and his buddies were out in Mayo. They're doing a little story. They're gonna do a little story about. There's two stories. One was about a teacher, a female teacher who was accused of having or allegedly had sexual relations with a high school student, male student. And they were trying to get that information. And then a little case about two black kids in a canoe that got confronted by some property owners. And they tried to make that racial, because the kids were black, and they weren't really kids. One of them was 19 years old. They said two little black kids in a canoe got accosted by a white couple. Well, it turns out the white couple, they're just one of them people that do that to everybody. They think that lake, they have lakefront property, and they think the lake belongs to them, and they just did that to everybody. But get into a racial.
Oh, we lost him.
Oh no. Hopefully he comes back. I was enjoying listening to him.
Yeah.
He seems very knowledgeable, very respectful.
The more and more I hear about this guy,
He's back.
it's kind of crazy.
All right, sorry, man. I get
Fill
phone
up the
calls
bunk
and
bed.
people texting me. But okay, so the pizza shop. So they end up at the pizza shop, and they're in there filming and kind of messing with the waitress a little bit, like, oh, like a tall glass of that kind of stuff. We don't do that in a small town, you know. Word gets around kind of quick, you know, in a little town of 1,500 people, you know. So they've been messing with the librarian already, and now they're in the pizza shop and kind of talk to the waitress. And anyway, so the wild man comes in. He's a wild man. Every town has a wild man, right? A little wild man that just kind of just does what he wants and shit like that. Well, he comes in and he thinks that these guys are stirring up trouble because if you remember, this is 2020 of August, like summer of 2020, when George Floyd and all the protests are going on all around the whole nation. People, you know, people in Seattle taking over whole cities and just a lot of unrest going on and COVID and all that stuff. Well, so this guy, right along, he says, well, this wild man says, well, I don't like you guys. You guys are ripping out of town, starting trouble. Hold on, I'll be right back. I got something for you. Well, because they're filming, and so the guy leaves, and PDF and his buddies go outside, and the wild man comes out of the hardware store with a can of spray paint, and he goes to spray paint the can. The lid, he, he's just out of control, right? I mean, okay, that ain't right, but it's we're watching it live, and you know, I just gotta say, it's hilarious. And so Porter Farmer's like egging the guy on. Hey, come on, man, hit me. I dare you. I want you to hit me. I'll sue you and all this stuff. Well, wild man goes ahead and takes a swipe at him and knocks the pizza out of Porter Farmer's hand, drops his cold drink, and his phone hit the ground. Because Porter Farmer, you know, he's not very big. And so the guy just poked on him, and Porter Farmer dropped all his stuff. And so Porter Farmer starts egging him on again, saying, oh, you know, trying to get the guy he agitated the guy, you know, and so the guy swiped at him again, and finally the cops came, and they arrested the guy, took him away, and so the word got around town, and it was like the next day or two, a deputy started showing up at Porter Farmer's house and saying, look, I got news for you. A lot of those businesses in town don't like you very much, and you're trespassing. Here's about 6 of them for you, places you can't go. And so he says, this is 2 days later. Now this is very important. 2 days after that event, he says, well, you got a protest coming. We're going to get a protest against you and your town, and so he takes the trespassing one. So the next day, sure, the deputy comes out again, says, well, Mr. Porter Farmer, I got a couple more trespasses for you. You trespass from the Jiffy store. You can't go to this store. You can't go to that store, and so now he's really getting upset. Okay, so he'll tell you that this didn't happen. I know this happened. He and his buddies were up there in Tallahassee weeks before that, or in Tallahassee area, and they met up with some Black Lives Matter protesters, and they exchanged numbers because they're all against the police, and they share that common cause, anti-police. Well, they get a hold of those guys, and they to get them, the Black Lives Matter and the Equal Rights guys, come down and do a protest in Mayo and try to turn it into one of the, you know, like you saw what was going on that with all those protests in St. Louis and Minneapolis, and you know, all those, they try to, you know, get that going. So they work their support and try to get people to show up. They claim they had 1,000 people ready to go and all this stuff, and they set the date. And then 2 weeks later, the Black Lives Matter puts out a poster saying, yeah, they'll be in Mayo. And they told the story about the 2 black kids, and they told the story about how the guy tried to blackface them, paint their face black. But the wild guy was just trying to spray their cameras, you know, But anyway, he made it turn into that. So Porter Farmer did everything he could do to make it into a race thing. That the whole town is racist. And then he went so far as to say on a panel, that's the one I went on there, that Mayo was a sundown town in Florida that had a sign up in the town that said, you know, get your black ass out of town before the sun goes down. And so I challenged him on that. I said, you tell me when that was, and because that never happened. That never happened. There were sundown towns in Florida, no doubt about it. But Mayo, Florida wasn't one of them. Then he starts saying, well, it might not have been Mayo. It had been, but somewhere. I said, well, wait, somewhere? You're not saying that. You're ginning up all this animosity and all this, you're starting this protest saying this. And he said, well, I might have misspoke. I'm like a politician. Maybe wasn't that town. I said, well, that's fucking dangerous. What the hell are you doing? Anyway, so fast forward to the protest. Well, the protest happens. He's ready for this big, you know, climax of people fighting and yelling and race wars. Well, the town does something very unique. The police don't show up. They had zero presence, and they let the townspeople handle it. What the townspeople did, they did what a lot of small towns do. Is they said, well, if we're going to have a bunch of people come to town, and we'll just have a big, not a barbecue, but we'll get some food together. We'll get to the pavilion, and we can all protest and yell at each other, and then we'll go eat after we'll all get together and eat. So they basically did like kill them with kindness kind of thing. So they only of the 1,000 people that's supposed to show up, about maybe half a dozen, maybe a dozen, like 12 or 15 people show up for the protest, and they're marching up and down the streets going, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. But none of the townspeople were really biting. They were just like, hey, how you doing? And then they had their little discussion. They met up and they had a little discussion, and there were black people in town telling them, hey, look, black people telling Port Farmer, look, every town has little racial problems. We deal with it. There's no big problem here. We just deal with it, and we all work together, play together. We get up, and so it didn't turn out the way he wanted it to. It was like he wanted to be a big shit show, and it wasn't. They're all getting along, having talks, and the Black Lives Matter guy was like, it dawned on him all of a sudden. He looked around and he said, these people are nice. They're shaking my hands. We're talking. We're having good discussion. And he finally said, do you know why I'm here? The Black Lives Matter guy asked one of the townspeople, do you know why I'm here? And they were like, why? And he said, one of your local guys called us to come here and talk about all this stuff. And then so at that point, Porter Farm was just totally busted. His little plan didn't work. And they all went to the pavilion and had food, and they all ate afterwards. And except for Porter Farmer, he didn't want that. So he gets all upset, and the plan didn't come to fruition. They started making big race war. Even the people who came with him were like, man, this is bullshit. What are we doing here, man? These people are nice, They've been doing their separate ways. Well, the next day, the day after, he claims, and he says, there's a newspaper report, but there won't be a newspaper report, that somebody from that protest, one of the townspeople, drove over to another town where the Black Lives Matter people were from and shot up their house that night after the protest. Like, went by that night, the pickup truck full of white guys and shot the house up. Didn't happen. And that's who you're dealing with. That's one guy, a town who one of the detectives arrests him, and one guy spray paints him, and he tried to start a whole race war in that little town to do basically retaliation, to get them to do, and he tried to get Black Lives Matter to do his bidding for him, and it all blew up in his face. That's kind of guy you're dealing with.
So, is this guy got little man syndrome or what?
Oh, big time. Oh yeah. It's probably the
unbelievable. That wow.
That's kind of how he got to where we were, and then of course he was in the auditing community, and AC was once in the auditing community, and they were all buddy, and they kind of went their separate ways, and then I don't know exactly what happened with him and AC. It had to do with the porn bombing, I'm sure. And Porno Farmer doesn't have a whole lot against porn bombing because Porno Farmer was on a panel with this guy named Wolverine, we just call him Wolvie, and Wolvie got porn bombed. And guess who's laughing his butt off? That's the funniest thing you ever seen. Porno Farmer. He thought it was hilarious that happened to Wolvie. So it depends on who you are.
Tiny little witch.
He can't stand it up here doing this shit. But here's a little bullshit. He didn't have, well, the reason I'm doing this, and I usually just try to stay involved with him and not get up people. But I think what he did to you was and I don't even know your story, but I think what he did to you was bullshit. Just because you had AC on, that's no reason for him to attack you. Like you can't have who you want on your show, and he's going to attack you for it.
Right.
And everybody sees it. Everybody sees it. Even the people on his side see it, but they're afraid. I don't know, for some reason. What's that?
Yeah.
I was saying hi to somebody in chat. It's just, and then he finds out who Purple's quote enemies are, and befriends them. And one of the communities is against any type of bashing for the LGBTQ whatever community, and here he is bashing him on his channel, and she's supporting him.
Yeah. And I'm not doing this to get anybody to bash him or go after him. That's what he'll do. He'll go to your enemies and try to get them to attack you or whatever. I'm not asking anybody to go after him or bash him. I just want to explain what he's all about. And that he's I don't know what else to say. He's just an idiot. He's the biggest idiot and a liar. I mean, anything that comes out of his mouth has an agenda. Like he talks all this stuff down here in Florida. We got guns. Well, maybe they do, but he don't. Convicted felons don't have guns. I don't know. Maybe he can do that like that. I guess something very time they do that.
What, Purple?
Said Peaches wants a link.
Yeah, he's something.
Yeah, I ended up kicking him from the studio because that's when he started threatening to take my channel down. Like, nope, bye-bye.
Yeah, I heard he tried to do that too. I don't like the guy. I'm not going to go out to take his channel down. But that's his goal. That's like a big feather in his cap if he can do that. He'll definitely false report, get a bunch of people to report as a way to silence you and call that a victory and brag about that for God knows how long.
Pictures.
But I mean, false reporting is not a good thing to do because you can get your channel taken down for that.
Can you all hear me?
He won't use his channel to do it. He'll use the sock account or use another account. He'll get other people to do it.
Oh yeah, according to him, he's got like 300 and some accounts.
Hi, Stone. Hi.
Hi.
Apparently, I'm a crazy person because my crazy meds are getting raised.
It's Tony.
Huh? I know, I seen she live. What's she saying?
Who knows her? Probably blaming some more shit on somebody else.
Sasha J said someone put a video on you. I don't know.
He has a video of you, Purple, not cool.
He has a video of me?
Apparently, the Sasha just said.
Cool, dude. I don't care.
Did
he post it? I'm gonna go look. Because this shit's comical to me at this point.
Yeah, well, your perspective is one little bitty, tiny little corner of YouTube, and so you can't let it bother you. He's done this to me too, and nobody's going to really see it. Nobody's going to care. He's hoping that that's going to get a reaction out of you. And,
I can't read that because I'm driving, and I'll respond when I can. Listen for a minute.
we could take a survey. How many people have been trespassed from a business? Anybody in here?
In 57 years, never.
Well, his trespassing did just come on that one day. He had trespassing. He had trespass uh, from many stores, the Family Dollar. From, he's out there. This poor dumb fucker. That's what his name should be, poor dumb fucker. But anyway, he's out there selling these goofy ass walking sticks in the parking lot of the Family Dollar or whatever, and they don't like it. They don't like that. He's up there in his truck, beat up old nasty truck, selling these walking sticks. They look, I don't know, it just looks. They look. You can't really give them away. They look so goofy, but you may buy one out of sympathy. But they told him he can't be doing that. He can't be selling those sticks in the parking lot. And he gets upset. He goes inside and starts accosting the worker, like the worker lady. And the lady's working by herself. He's filming her inside the store, and he's got that short breathing. He's all amped up. He's anxious, and so she's getting like, what the hell's going on? And he accosts her all the way to the register, and then there's this little old lady checking out, and little lady said, she's doing the best she can. Let her be. So he starts yelling at the little old lady. He starts going off. So he got trespassed from there, and then he has to go down to another place down in another town because he can't go there anymore. And he's filming in there, and some guy comes out and says he don't want to be filmed. And he gets trespassed from there, thinking where he goes.
Well, he must have to drive pretty damn far to get his groceries now. And this is the town he lives in?
Well, one of them is, the Mayo. Then the Delman Park is the other town where he got trespassed from the Family Dollar. The other, probably the other one too, the Dollar Tree. Who knows? He goes in. He thinks he just walked up and start filming, and some people don't like that. Right or wrong, they talk about being able to film in public. Okay, I get it. But some people just don't like it, especially in small towns. They don't like. They like their own little way of life, and they like to be able to go to the grocery store without have a camera stuck in their face. And so, he starts popping off like he does, like I do what I want to do. You're in public and all this stuff. So things get a little crazy.
Sorry, but if somebody I didn't know started videotaping me, yeah, I would have issues with that.
Well, yeah. I think it's fine. Film the police, film the city hall, and go down. And they go into restaurants and grocery stores and everything else down the sidewalks. And in those small towns, some people just don't like it. And then they say, "Well, hey man, would you mind?" Because they know people will live stream it, and it ain't like it is like in the 70s or 80s, where somebody's walking around with a Polaroid camera. And they know there's a good chance it might be live on YouTube or Facebook, and some people just they're like, well, hey man, don't film me, and all of this on from there, you're in public. They start going at each other rather than just saying, look, the common decent thing to do is say, look, the guy don't want to be filmed, don't film him, But nope, you got to take it another level.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Well, I'm gonna bump off now. I just wanted to give you a little history on the little bastard and why he's got a chip on his shoulder against the world, and a lot of it's because of his own behaviors and his own. I mean, I gotta say, okay, the guy can be funny. He can be funny. He actually probably, no, he does have some good points. We kind of align ideology as far as like, I guess politics, whatever else. But it's his attitude towards other. He has such a contempt for the general public, and it's almost narcissistic that he's above them and they're ignorant, know nothing, and they need to be taught. And he's gonna be the guy that does it. One of them deals.
Yeah. I think we all know a lot of people like that.
Yeah, no tolerance. No respect.
Glamma.
No respect.
Glamma said, sounds like a real nice guy. Not.
Cannot. All right, let me go look up this video.
Not somebody I'd want hanging around with.
Well, if you're in line, if you fall in line with him, he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. But you I don't know what kind of leanings you guys are, but I have friends that are super, super, super conservative, and some are super, super liberal, and we all get along because we respect each other and we
Right.
allow each other to have their points of view. And I don't, consider them, they're my good friends. But with him, it's his way or the fucking highway, and that'll be that. And it only takes one transgression, and you're out of there.
Some of my best friends, they're opposite of me, and we've been friends for 40 years, and we don't care. I mean, it just respect each other's bound, what your beliefs are or whatever. We don't talk about it.
Yeah, and that's probably a good way to get along, to not talk about it. Or if you can find a way to have fun and talk about it, kind of poke at each other in a humorous way without being, degrading or insulting, then that's fun too.
Right.
But yeah, not his world. But that's all about that little guy. So, like I said, harmless, all the little crap. Take it with a grain of salt. But he says he could, I don't know. AI boss, what do you say? Wherever he goes, a bot is recording. Oh shit!
Yeah. I questioned him on that day.
Yeah,
I'm like, so what you're trying to say is, every time you come up here or AC, there's people watching us and whatever. And he goes, yup. I'm like, okie dokie.
Well, that might be true. I have people watching. They do have a community.
Yeah, I mean, these bots.
Not a bot. It's not a bot.
Okay. That was weak.
Yeah, tries to make it sound all spooky. Ooh, everywhere he goes, he's got AI bots following him and recording for him. And what do you say? He had 10 terabytes of data on one person. God, it just cracks me up.
So you got a video of me looking half asleep. Oh my god. It's the end of the world. Like, here, you want another picture, motherfucker? Here you go.
What was he trying to? Why was he trying to say that you were, like, I guess, stoned or something? What was he trying to say?
Yeah, he was trying to say I was drugged out of my mind. Like, for real, people. I can go see my doctor every 3 months, guys, and get blood work done because I'm a diabetic and take so many pills. So you think they'd... Man, he's stupid.
Well, like I said, even if it were true, a lot of people are, he was growing it for fuck's sake. And how much was he? Well, he said it was all for his personal use, but he had a trainer that had every room full of marijuana, and he said it's for his own personal use. Like, how much are you smoking?
Right.
I mean, it's okay for him to do things, but if somebody else does it, you know the story.
Oh, that sounds familiar, doesn't it, Purple?
Yeah.
He can smoke weed all he wants to, but if you do it, oh my god,
Right.
We know a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day,
I mean, even if I was, so what?
right? Exactly. So what? Live your life. Whatever you want to do. Who is he
Right.
to decide?
I mean, damn.
Now, if you were in a vehicle, all smoke piling out the vehicle, driving down the road, and getting all but you're in your own house. So what?
Mm-hmm.
You.
So.
Well, like I said, we'll get up here, but in the end of the day, he's the one with the felony record. He's the one with the drug trafficking. He's the one that did the burglaries, the thefts, and all that stuff. He's the one, not you. And all his friends the little elves and all them other people. They're the ones with the records, the felonies, and not you. So
Yeah, we got that.
all right, well, y'all have a good day. Have a good week.
You too.
Thanks for coming up.
Take care.
I'm just a beaner in a taco hat.